so they have all their tanks. Alright, so I'll just upgrade those tanks about right now, and you guys can see just how overpowered I can make these tanks, because I really like having all these different things. Main focus, again, things that perform well. The US, they're going to have a huge industry. That's their strong suit. They just have a huge industry, and it's hard to challenge them. Huge industry. I can't even challenge that, honestly. I can't even challenge that. But they don't have a tank industry like I do. They don't make tanks like I do. So let's make some of the best tanks that can almost certainly pierce their equipment. Oh, I always like to have storage. Always need storage on your medium tanks, heavy tanks. 2-man turret. It's going to be slower, but it's going to have more breakthrough, which means it's going to be more efficient, because I can just up the engine for that if I really wanted to. For main armament, I put on, what did I put on here? Medium howitzer? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm worried about making sure I have the most amount of soft attack for this right now. Not really worried about anything else. I just want some soft attack. We can worry about the piercing later. We are going to make a variant if we have enough left over after this. And we are going to see about... Hold on. Did I change? Change that. I don't care right now. Logistics. We are going to see... How many do we have? Roughly... Just let one day pass. There we go. Roughly we have... We're not producing any more guns, right? We are converting them. Yes, good, good, good. That way we're not using a lot of steel or anything. So, with that much, we're going to edit the cops. These are my garrisons. It's really important that you have good garrisons. You keep and you continue updating your garrison. I'll show you in a minute for those that don't really know what I'm talking about. $300 needed. Replace it with mechanized. Not this. Don't replace your armored cars with mechanized. I'll show you why this is important. Why you should always, always, always keep up to date with your military police and always try to make your units stronger as far as suppression goes, because there's a couple different modifiers that this will have. So let me see. So this versus this, production per suppression point, it's not a lot, or it's a lot when you start adding armored cars. It starts to get to be a little bit like more than motorized, more than light tanks. It starts to get a little high. That's okay, because it means you use less manpower. Manpower will become important. It will become important. Once you start trying to go after the world in this mod, what it's supposed to do, especially going after like the United States, you're grinding down millions of men, unless if you're extremely efficient, like I am probably going to try to be. Saving manpower is pretty important. You trade manpower for guns. Using less manpower means you use less production, because you need less men, so you don't need as much equipment for those men. Hardness means every time, I will show you. Some people don't know this. Some people play this game, don't even know this. They just think, oh, you make sure that this red line doesn't ever grow and you should be fine. Like, you'll never have any problems. That's not how it works. It's surprising, really. Hardness is very important because you won't take damage. So I'll be using less equipment. It's more expensive equipment, but I won't lose as much of it. So why is that important? Equipment loss. 16 productions worth. I'm losing armored cars. I'm losing an armored car, a gun, and a couple guns. Armored car and a couple guns with a single support equipment for the month. As I go back, it becomes more and more. Not because I've been losing a lot of equipment, but because I've been losing, because I've been losing a lot of equipment, but not because the equipment isn't working. It's because the equipment is working, but I'm slowly but surely adding in more efficient and more effective equipment. So, what exactly are we losing? We lost a lot of support equipment. Usually, I can tell you, we go to something that happened months ago. It's like, oh, only 7 equipment lost? 6 rifles and a support equipment. Support equipment. Support equipment. Support equipment. For 33 men. You keep going up. Numbers start dropping. 21, 15. They will drop as resistance drops, but it's also important that they drop automatically. And that they never be able to get very high. 15 is the highest, 21, 15, 11, 4, 4, 4, 6, 3, and it drops from having this drastic 32, 4, 5, 32, 15, and it drops. 21. I think these are people we just conquered. Something like that. I don't know. Not too sure. Also, be aware, spies will make this very difficult in comparison. So yeah, we're gonna try to get that all to 0. Reorganize government. Okay, so places that have 0, holy shoot. So as you have more resistance, you will get, they will have more spy activity, or more people will try to rise up and harm your government installation in there. Okay, so it's scaled up. I usually keep coming in here. Most people don't. They'll set it on like military governor, or they'll set it on like civilian oversight, local police force. They'll just set it on something and keep it there. But I only need 35,000 men now. I also only need 19 support equipment. I only need 2,000 infantry equipment, and I need some more cars. Fine by me. Fine by me. So, designing that new tank. I might design a light tank and throw it in with my motorized and have it work with my mechanized, but we'll see. We already have a radio. Do we already have a machine gun? No, we do not. Machine guns help with soft attack and breakthrough. It's the main important stuff. It's cool early on to have extra stuff. Do I already have smoke launchers? I try to not have multiple of the same thing. Smoke launchers. Super advanced, super expensive tanks. We already have. Make a rule that if I get wet ammunition, I also have to get extra ammunition, which makes the tank super expensive. But that also makes the tank super overpowered. Yes, it kind of does. It makes the tank a little bit overpowered. Also, I try to not have sloped armor for my medium to heavy tanks. It's just not necessary. Some more piercing. I don't really need it. You can also do this. It minuses your reliability. I want really high. I love having high reliability. So it's 40 soft attack. Amazing, wonderful, with 2 entrenchment. That will be really important. High entrenchment and high defense, really important stats. Do I have the best armor? Yes, yes I do. I think. Yes. Now, could I make it faster than what it currently is? Not exactly, no. It's okay. So we'll use more fuel. And it will be technically faster. They'll be like, what do you mean it's faster? It's faster, it just feels faster. It's a big, heavy tank. It just feels faster, though. I might want to do something like this to save on stuff. But for the moment of truth, oh, I'm going to love doing this. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot here. Nothing looks too special right now. I know. They added a few, if I'm not mistaken, to even this one. I think some of these aren't in the normal one, but we'll see. I do know that they made a couple, and I'm not too sure they show up in here yet. I think this one's new. That one's cool. No, they don't show up yet. We'll see when they get here, but it's kind of cool. I like it. It's a carrier fighter. It gets this research speed, agility, and max speed, which is absolutely insane. I love it. It has cannons. I love it. 2 times cannon. Only has 2 light machine guns? Bro, I want 4 heavy machine guns. I don't care about the weight. I don't care about the weight. And I don't care about the weight. What can I have for this? It's not going to make it super fat. 3. It's going to be 6. A cannon would make it 4. Eight. That's 5. 27. 3 for 8. 3 for 6. 6 for 12. So it looks like we're gonna also have some light machine guns. It's gonna be pretty mean, if you ask me. Self-sealing fuel tanks so that they don't die a lot. A6, I'm gonna call it the A6 M5. And call it a day. Zero Sen, you are now out of commission. So, what's insane about these? My key 43, it's kind of crazy for this level. Also crazy expensive from what I understand. But I like it. It's lovely. I like it. It's my little plan. As being a key though, and not like a 0 or anything, I do want to do something kind of special and just make it, yeah, okay. Key 43. I love my key 43. Just show off what these are. Big old strategic bomber. Can bomb very efficiently. I will make variants of bombers. This isn't going to be my only bomber. This is going to be my light bomber, and then I'm going to have a heavy bomber. But that's for when I get better engines and better planes that won't be like a flying flippin' pillow, basically. Naval bomber, close air support. Oh yeah. Do I have CAS? I do have CAS. What do my CAS have? It has minus 20 agility. Honestly, I don't care too much for it. Less fun. Disables the ability to have port strike, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. It's close air support. Do I want it to have port strike? Do I want it to just have bomb locks? On close air support missions, it loses a bit more agility. Or no, it's always lost agility, but now it's a little bit slower. It's a bit heavier. It has more naval targeting and way more ground attack. Way more ground attack. Close air support and logistics strike. Whereas the other ones are just ground attack 6. Ground attack 8. Oh, I might want to replace it with the small bomb bay. What happens if I replace it with the small bomb bay? What did I call it? Close air support. BY42. I'm gonna call it a BY42. And 43 probably. Because now, this can do port strike, but not attack boats themselves. Which is probably important that I'm not trying to send these things against boats themselves. That just makes sense. Port strike, okay. That makes sense. I remember what it is. DY. I'm put it like this. DY 4A. Boom. There we go. I didn't have to make it all fancy and special, but I did, because I wanted to. DY4A. I play War Thunder, that's why I did that. So key 40. It's not going to convert to key 42. Do I want it like this? We'll make more of them. I don't know. Which means, do I want to put an anti-flipping cannon on it? Let me see. Close air support, logistics strike, minus 15 agility. Okay, no, because I want the ability of them to fly normally, so that they can attack people in the air. My medium airframe looks like this. Personally, what I should do is instead, I should change this to an anti-tank cannon, because it's not being super useful. Because if I change it back, it's only going to have 12. It will be lighter, but it will only have 12. Aha, see, it will be too heavy though. Because I have a cannon defense turret, rather than, I don't know, armor plates or something? Just not have something that weighs that much, like, something that doesn't, oh, that's why I did it, because it doesn't take away from my agility. It's light enough, and it doesn't take away from my agility, because I already have minus 20 agility. And I just have minus 2 air attack, so yeah. Ooh, Kato A3. It's a little bit, I know, it's kind of superficial, but it's a little bit of roleplay, and I appreciate it. So, dockyards. We are going to keep on producing until we get to like 10,000, like a nice buffer of transport convoys. I'm not gonna bother really going through all of them, other than this, really, like that. I'll show you what this is like. Pretty nice. I should probably go through them. So what I do is I do this. Cancel. New boat. Go like this. That. Assign it to the right one. Which one are you? 16? So what happens is after it produces this one, it won't produce it anymore, and it will start producing infinite of these, so I don't have to worry about switching it later on without messing up the production. Because that, let's see what the next destroyer is. Yeah, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's see. What do you like? Upgrade something. Oh yeah. Fire control systems. Fire control 3. Type 2. Okay. We don't have radar yet. Makes sense. Best of these. Usually, yeah. Do we want dual purpose? For less piercing? Not right now. Depth charge is probably the way to go. Alright. Historical destroyers. Why? Because I feel like, actually no. destroyer escorts right now. Pick a list to go through, then we go through it. So we'll say 1,